As a caretaker of both children and in the past of an elderly family member, so it goes in two directions. I've found it really difficult to be connected with being in my body because I'm so focused on literally someone else's body.
Yes.
And caring for that.
Yes.
How do you stay in your body as a caretaker who must meet these needs for someone else?
Yeah. Anytime that needs of other people is that immediate, and we've been practicing in the habit of tending to them day after day after day, our focus and orientation again is usually out on them. It's also often on what needs to happen next. So it's very future oriented. So there is an energy of anticipation, getting ready, be ready, be on top of it. And so it automatically takes you out of the moment and what's happening here right now. I know that must be really, really difficult. My suggestion would, well, one thing I would ask is that to what degree are you starting off in your own body at the beginning of your day? Because if that's not a practice that's happening, because if the habit is getting up in the morning and you're immediately tending to everybody else, that's the habit that's in your body now. Your body's waking up in the morning and it's going, okay, what needs to be done? It goes right into this place, and the body memorizes that. The energy in your body memorizes that. So one of the things that might be helpful is can you find a time to start your day if you're still lying in bed, to feel your own body and to feel yourself in your body. To start your day feeling connected to your own body. If you can, take time before everybody else gets up to experiment with this moving practice, or even meditation or prayer, or however you do that, to incorporate feeling your body into that. Not just meditating to quiet your mind and make this be still, but using your breath and your body awareness to help this be still, and connecting with this. And if you can do a little bit of movement before everybody else gets up, where you again feel your feet on the floor shoulder width apart, and you move your own body and let it move, and you kind of wake up your awareness of yourself as having all these body parts and feeling connected to it. If you start your day that way and that becomes the habit, it might help you throughout the day catch yourself when you're like this instead of like this. The thing is, the ironic thing is that you're much more responsive, much more resourceful, and much more effective when you're connected to and in your body than you are when you're not. And I use this the horses as a teaching example, like I often do, since we're sitting here now and there's one right over there. That horses are prey animals, so they're always on the lookout for anything that might come out of the woods and eat them. They live their lives that way. And their survival depends on them being able to run and get away, not so much on their ability to fight. So they have to be highly alert. But yet we see these horses out here and they're completely relaxed. And the only time they're not going to look relaxed is if a big branch were to fall out of that tree, or a person came running out of the woods that they weren't expecting to happen. And then they take off running, and then they turn around and look to see what was going on. But humans live as if there's an emergency happening all the time. Even though we don't think that way, our bodies are in a state of readiness for the next thing constantly. And if our bodies are in that state of on alert and readiness, our minds will follow suit. And we'll be thinking those kinds of thoughts, and then it will send a message to our bodies to be ready. And it just creates this cycle that never stops. So I was talking about the horses and how while
They
they're
can
able
be
to stay calm,
relaxed in
yes,
this
and
moment.
they can be relaxed in this moment because they're in the present moment. And what they rely on is how grounded they are. That's what helps them anticipate or know ahead of time what might happen. Not in trying to stay alert and figure it out, but by being so grounded. They are so grounded that they are connected, that their groundedness allows them to be open and connected and aware of everything that's going on around them. So they're not easily surprised. But it's that groundedness and being in the present, fully in the present, and their ability to, they're so grounded and connected that they can feel stuff that's happening. They can feel the subtle changes in movement and weather and other animals and other things that are happening. Doesn't mean they live necessarily all the time in a hypervigilant sort of way, but it's that groundedness and that being so much in their bodies and being so much part of the life force energy and being able to feel it is what makes them ready. Whereas humans have tried to be ready from the neck up and by trying to get up and anticipate. So anyway, start your day in a more grounded kind of way and see. And throughout your day, even as you're doing stuff with kids and addressing their needs, you can come back to your body and feel your feet. It doesn't take but a second. I mean, it might take longer than a few seconds, but it doesn't really take much time to feel your feet as you're preparing a meal or bathing a child.